For the past few years, Ouachita Parish Sheriff deputies have played an essential role in the lives of young boys ranging from the ages 9 to 13. Their main purpose? To save these young men from the penal system.
See, once you walk through these gates, I don't care if it's juvenile, I don't care if it's an adult facility, your life will never be the same.
The purpose of this program is to keep our youth out of our prison system. That is the main purpose of this program. No matter what type of issue that this child is dealing with, whether it's at school, at home, it's our job to go in and snatch this child, get this child in this program so we can instill in them the values that it takes to be a successful young man.
Sergeant McElroy is referring to a program called Deputies Making a Change, also known as D.M.A.C. The program began under the direction of former Sheriff Chuck Cook and is now being revised and expanded by Sheriff Jay Russell.
When I won the election in 2012, I started thinking about what we could do to keep young men out of jail instead of incarcerating them. It cost us a considerable amount of money to do that. It cost us a lot of money to incarcerate an individual, $30,000, $35,000 a year. So what's the price of that individual to keep him out of jail? So I wanted to do it right. I wanted to get the resources. I wanted to put the resources in, financial and manpower, to make this program successful, which we have.
It's not just avoiding criminal lives. The program strives to help these young men learn social skills. D.M.A.C. exposes them to different cultural experiences that lead to academic excellence and prepares them for careers.
Just recently we took them out to Delta. We was out Delta Votech to get them some haircuts. Tried to show them and help them see that first impression is the only impression you will always get. So we try to give them a better appearance about themselves.
Went to Jackson State, they toured the campus. They had an opportunity to see what actually goes on or what type of activities that they can have access to or may have access to, and if they become a student at Jackson State, from the training facilities to the classrooms to the instructor areas, or they just had an opportunity just to see many different aspects of the Jackson State and become familiar with their campus.
We want them to know that there are several different facets of education, from your local universities to your historically black colleges to your larger universities. So we try to broaden their spectrum, and we try to let them see each and every facet, from our local universities, ULM, to Grambling State University, Jackson State University. We'll visit Southern University, and we'll try to get in all of our local universities in the state of Louisiana. So the historically black colleges is very important because most of them, they know nothing about them, nothing about the history. So it's very important that we enlighten them.
Targeting youth in grade school helps teachers by preventing bad behavior in classrooms.
I mean, what could be wrong with a program that's helping our young men at risk? And when I say at risk, our children, all of our children are at risk in growing up in today's society and having to deal with the situations that today's society presents and our school systems. We're all at risk. So they need every bit of help that we can provide for them. They come from families that many are two-parent families, but many more are single-parent families. These kids are dealing with divorce. They're dealing with situations that we are not even aware of. So the Deputies program, making a change in these boys' life, has given them the confidence that they needed, the social skills that they needed, and with that in mind, knowing that they're not going to change their environment. These kids have no control of their environment right now. But what this program has done that I have seen is enable these children with skills to be able to manage their situation, to deal with the situation, to deal with other children and deal with authority in a different attitude. They have a sense of belonging that I see that they didn't have before. A sense of usefulness to our community and to our school. That also is a situation where they're responding to their peers and to authority and to just outsiders as a whole, outside the curriculum, things that they do. But I see them with a sense of belonging. Discipline, of course, improves drastically. Their behavior, because they have somebody at school. It's almost like being at a school where your uncle works. Our deputies are here. They're interacting with our children, not just their children, not just the D.M.A.C. Young men, but all the children in the school.
Many of our young men in particular, around first, second grade, begin to display attention-seeking behavior. And one of the biggest things that I've seen with our students who've gone through the D.M.A.C. program, they have an opportunity to get positive attention from positive male role models, and many times I see where that really is a benefit for them. Many times we have a problem with motivation, and the officers come in. They not only work with them during the summer and pick them up after school, but when necessary, they'll come by and they'll see them in the schools and they help motivate the students. So motivation is the second thing that I really see a big difference in our students who enter the program and they were not motivated, and they become more motivated and they begin to believe in themselves more, and we begin to see as a result of that their grades increase, and they become a little more social and active in other areas of life.
One student in particular, this student in particular did have a behavior problem. He wasn't recommended to the program because of that. It was some issues that had taken place away from the school. However, it trickled over into his academic performance as well as his behavior, and we recommended him to the D.M.A.C. program. Once he was recommended to the D.M.A.C. program, they would come out, check on him every day, even when he was in trouble. We called when he wasn't in trouble. They called and came. This particular student went on through fourth grade, fifth grade here. Once he got to middle school, he was very active.
Those that are participants have had a tremendous change in their overall behavior as well as their success in the classroom. They are several instances that I can speak on, whether students' confidence level, the accountability, where somebody expects them to act a certain way, and most importantly, follow up on their behavior as well as their achievement in the classroom.
You know what I realized? I am a man now, and being a man is a very, very tedious job. See, once you walk through these gates, I don't care if it's juvenile, I don't care if it's an adult facility, your life will never be the same again.
Now, if you don't want to be here or in this situation, then you have to start making some decisions today.
With behavioral problems out of the way, these young men can now focus on studies and excel.
I became the educational tutor for D.M.A.C when the program started, and I work with the children after school with their educational studies. I help them with their math, language arts, science, social studies. Mostly, they're good kids in my eyesight. Mostly it's kind of discipline. Mostly it's the discipline, mostly in the classroom. Most of them want to horseplay and play around, but really they need to pay close attention to what they're doing in their studies in order to become successful and to succeed in school.
I like that he picked up on being a part of the D.M.A.C program. Was he was kind of shy and timid prior to going to the program, and he was already on the honor roll, already on the principal list, but it enhanced that. His study habits increased. They have a young lady that's part of the sheriff department, Miss Jennifer. She has her master's in education, and she's a wonderful tutor. And anything and everything that the kids that came had problems in, had questions about, she was there to answer questions every day, all day.
I focus on academics, discipline. We work with these boys through the summertime from 8 to about 1:30, 2 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. We try to instill in them many different aspects of what they need to have and instill in them for growth as they grow and become adults. We work strongly with the academics to make sure that they excel in their academics so they can be successful.
When a young man is accepted into the program, he can only participate for 12 months. In those 12 months, the D.M.A.C program provides vital resources and also surrounds him with influential people throughout the community. These encounters not only help the young man to advance, but leaves a lasting impression as well.
Well, one of the things I noticed is the order, that the children were well dressed, well put together, and they were mannerable. And that's very important for children to have structure.
The main part I like about the program is that these are police officers and they're showing the young people that what a friend they have in law enforcement.
It's been a privilege of ours to provide an opportunity for them to come and interact with our folks, with our youth. We have a great student center and they can come. We have a lot of games and they enjoy playing in those games, interacting with our kids. And we've also had a chance to provide backpacks for the kids and some of their families, and that's been a privilege for us. They've been with us in worship in the past, and we just celebrate those opportunities. We think it's a great thing that our deputies and our sheriff are investing into young lives like they are, because we know that that's going to make a tremendous difference in the days to come.
Get to experience the way that we kind of do things here at our church, and they get to play the games in the Student Center and interact with us. And when they've been with us, it's been really great because you can really see the way that the D.M.A.C program has had an effect on these children and these students, and because we've got to see them in their element, they've gotten to see us in our element.
Well, I've seen the program and I've been out to visit and to see the kids in action, and I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with the workers, the volunteers, and the program just overall. Mainly the way the children react and their participation in the program. That's been very uplifting.
They told me about what they have been doing in the program. I came in right at the middle of a tutorial session that was reinforcing what they had learned in school. And then we began to talk about the state legislature, what our jobs are and what we do for children. I remember we talked about basically the laws and why we require 180 days in school. They became very engaged when I told them that we could require a year-round school day. So after that, we began a assimilated type of state representative, Senate by chamber engagement in bills, and we came up with some very good bills. Some I introduced that year. The D.M.A.C program actually came down that year, and they saw some of the bills. I was able to talk to them when they came to the state capitol, but that day we actually just acted as though we were state representatives and senators and we were in the chamber. The kids were very well behaved, very engaged, gave me great ideas. Actually, one child gave me an idea to come back and do a bill that talks about children with disabilities and having access to playground equipment and equipment at the recreation centers, something we would have never thought about. However, we're working on that even now. We're trying to see whether we can develop a grant program. So I visited them about a year or two, but we're still working on their ideas.
This dude right here be playing pro ball right now, man. Pro ball. Think I'm playing with you, man. Dude had every trophy you can think of in our school, man. Messed up one time, man. Messed up one time and he's here, man.
You make a bad choice, it will come back on you. Trust me. I know. I made a bad choice. And I'm here because of my bad choice. You come in here and lose your manhood, all type of time. I'm not gonna play no games with you. It still happening. It's still happening. I know some of y'all heard about going to jail, losing your manhood. It's still happening today. Man, you ain't no clothes and no dope. Ain't no clothes, no dope. Ain't no sleeping in the room by yourself, your own private room, man. If you can count it.
What is the impact of the D.M.A.C program? Does it make a difference? Some former D.M.A.C participants tell their story.
Growing up in a poverty neighborhood, you have different influences. Some can be negative, but once I entered the D.M.A.C program, I learned a lot of different things, morals, respect, honesty. Once I got through the program, those morals that the officers helped me with, it helped influence me to later on receive a double bachelor's degree from Grambling State University in criminal justice and paralegal, and also receive a master's degree in criminal justice.
They took us on field trips. They taught us the distinction between some stuff and other stuff. They did activities with us concerning school. They helped us with our homework.
I learned discipline, how to respect our D.M.A.C mentors, and what not to do, and how to succeed and be a better person in life.
At first, I thought it was going to be boring, but now I'm learning discipline and hard work and teamwork and fun stuff.
They helped me on discipline and my attitude.
My experience in the D.M.A.C program has been good because they teach you how to become a better person and not just be another statistic in life. We visited Jackson State University because they showed me something new, I can go wherever I want to go and not just stay around Monroe my whole life.
I'm going to remember how they cared about me and spending time and treating me right and just really cared about me and make me make better grades and be a better person.
The D.M.A.C program truly appreciates not only each and every participant, but also the parents who have allowed their children to be a part of the organization.
Okay, before he entered the program, he got a lot of write-ups at school for being disobedient, not listening, not sitting still. Once he entered the program, he got more discipline. The way the D.M.A.C program is set up, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you have to do push-ups and all this other kind of stuff. So as he progressed through the program, I saw a change in him. He started opening doors for me. His behavior in school got better, his grades got better, stayed on the honor roll.
And I appreciated that, even though I disciplined my son and his mom disciplined him, and when he gets to a point where he may not want to listen to mom, all she gotta do is say, okay, I'm gonna call your dad. But that program allowed him to grow. It allowed him to get a better understanding that, I'm a young man and I have to take responsibility for my actions. So I believe the program did a wonderful, wonderful job with him. It allowed him to develop his people skills, interacting with other individuals, whether white, black, it didn't matter. They did a lot of traveling. He seen places that he probably wouldn't have seen or went without them, and I thank them for that.
But overall, I can say that he did accomplish something, and I can give it to the guys that they work with him. He can say that Deputy so-and-so did this, he helped me, But overall, I give all of them their props for working with the boys and taking their time to help them with their work and weekend activities that they did. I enjoyed that. I was involved a lot. We went on trips. We did a lot of good things together. Nothing negative can be said.
Those involved in the program have high hopes for D.M.A.C's future. They foresee that it will continue to be an essential avenue for young men in the community to have a better chance at having a productive and successful life.
You couldn't have put together a better group, a core group of individuals. We were friends before the program. Our friendship has grown stronger, and that allows us to pool together our ideas to continue to grow this program and to continue to make it successful, to move it into the future.
This is one of the most, in my opinion, successful programs I've ever seen. We have taken 4 deputies with 60 years of law enforcement, from taking them from being patrolmen to mentors. And what we have done, taking all our experience of talking with kids and parents and put it all in one to try to show these kids that it's easy to get in trouble, but it's hard to get out of.
We're just really appreciative to Sheriff Jay Russell for allowing us to have this program at the Sheriff's Office, and we know that it has impacted a lot of the young boys in our communities.
I believe the men and women that we have working in the program believe in it. I believe that the community now sees that it is a vital part of keeping young men and young women out of jail and out of being incarcerated. I think the program, through education and through the mentors that we have, those young men and women that we have come to teach and to mentor to these young group of men and women, I think have shown that they can be successful. And I think the sky's the limit for this program. I believe it'll be hugely successful in the near future, in the future it holds now.